Hello, wonderful people. Buckle up as we journey through the 10 most striking disparities between the rich and the poor. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating exploration of the cavernous divide that exists between society's different economic classes. These disparities, while stark and sometimes uncomfortable to face, are crucial to understand. They shape our society, influencing everything from politics to education, from healthcare to the very opportunities we have in life. By acknowledging and understanding these disparities, we can better comprehend the world we live in, and perhaps even identify ways to bridge this divide. We'll be flipping the script and starting our countdown from number 10, building up to the most significant disparity. So brace yourselves as we delve into the intricate, often hidden world of wealth disparities. Without further ado, let's count down from 10. We kick off our countdown with number 10, access to education. Picture two kids, one from a wealthy family, the other from a humble background. The wealthier child likely attends a top-notch school, benefits from private tutoring, and enjoys a plethora of educational resources. The child from the less affluent family might attend a public school with overcrowded classrooms, outdated textbooks, and less experienced teachers. It's not a secret that the quality of education can vary dramatically based on one's socioeconomic status. But why should the size of your wallet dictate the quality of your education? After all, education is not a luxury. It's a fundamental human right. Yet, the reality is, in many parts of the world, the rich have access to superior educational opportunities compared to their poorer counterparts. This disparity perpetuates the cycle of poverty, making it harder for the less fortunate to break free. The question remains, does more money mean better education? Scene script. Number 9 on our list is healthcare access. When it comes to healthcare, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is as wide as the Grand Canyon. You see, for the well-off, healthcare is a lavish buffet of choices. Need a specialist for that rare disease? No problem. Fancy a wellness retreat in Switzerland? It's just a private jet ride away. But for the less fortunate, it's more like a game of Russian roulette. They often wait until they're seriously ill before seeking help, simply because they can't afford preventative care. And when they do seek help, they're limited to whatever their insurance, if they have one, will cover, which often isn't much. Even worse, in some parts of the world, the poor have no access to healthcare at all. They're left to fend for themselves, turning to home remedies, or simply suffering in silence. It seems that health really is wealth, doesn't it? Coming in at number 8 is housing and living conditions. Picture this. On one side of the town, sprawling mansions with manicured lawns, luxurious swimming pools, and rooms filled with expensive artwork. On the other side, cramped apartments, or even worse, makeshift shelters, where multiple generations share a few rooms. The difference is stark. The rich enjoy spacious, safe, and comfortable living conditions, often equipped with the latest technology. The poor, however, wrestle with overcrowded, substandard housing, sometimes lacking basic amenities like clean water and sanitation. This disparity isn't just about comfort, but also about health and opportunity. Poor housing conditions can lead to health issues, limited social interaction, and reduced chances for upward mobility. It's a cycle that's hard to break, but it's not impossible. A roof over your head is a basic right, but not all roofs are created equal. Number 7 on our countdown is career opportunities. Now imagine a world where your career path is determined by the size of your bank account. Seems unfair, right? Unfortunately, that's the reality for many. The rich often have a greater range of job opportunities and career growth. They can afford to take risks, start their own businesses, and pursue their passions. They have access to better education and networks that open doors. On the other hand, the poor often find themselves stuck in a cycle of low-paying jobs without a clear path for career advancement. The lack of resources and support often limits their ability to explore different career paths. They're more likely to stay within familiar territories, often jobs that offer stability over growth. So, while some are climbing the career ladder with ease, others are still searching for the ladder. Your career path might just be paved with gold, or not. Halfway through our list at number 6 is access to technology. Now let's dive into the world of pixels and bytes. We're living in a digital age, an era where the latest smartphone can sometimes feel as vital as a glass of water. But here's the catch. Not everyone has equal access to this technological oasis. For the affluent, the latest gadgets and high-speed internet are as ubiquitous as a morning cup of coffee. They have the luxury to tap into the global information highway, reaping the benefits of online education, remote work, and digital entertainment. On the flip side, for those less fortunate, access to technology might be limited or non-existent. Think about it. How can you apply for a job online if you don't have a reliable internet connection? How can you join a Zoom class if you don't have a laptop or tablet? In the digital age, the digital divide is more evident than ever. Number 5 on our list is food security. When we think about the disparities between the rich and the poor, food is a topic that's often overlooked, but it should never be underestimated. In the context of food security, the gap is strikingly apparent. For the wealthy, access to nutritious food is rarely a concern. They can afford fresh produce, high-quality meats, and whole grains. They can even indulge in organic or specialty foods. The poor, on the other hand, often struggle to put any food on the table, let alone nutritious options. Their limited budgets may restrict them to cheap processed foods, leading to health problems down the line. Affordable and nutritious food is often hard to find in low-income neighborhoods, creating what experts call food deserts. These disparities in food access can lead to a cycle of poor health, lower productivity, and even shorter lifespans. Because food shouldn't be a luxury, it should be a right. At number 4, we have social mobility. Now let's talk about the game of chutes and ladders. Remember that one? Well, imagine playing it, but the rich start halfway up the board while the poor begin at the very bottom. The rich have a head start, and that, my friends, is the essence of social mobility. It's about the ability to move up or down the socioeconomic ladder within a lifetime, or from one generation to the next. The wealthy often have the means to invest in their children's education, access to influential networks, and the ability to take calculated risks, all of which can drive upward mobility. On the flip side, those who are less fortunate struggle to get a foot on that first rung of the ladder. They face barriers like lack of quality education, limited networking opportunities, and economic instability, which can make upward mobility feel like scaling Mount Everest. Climbing the social ladder isn't always as easy as it sounds. Number 3 on our list is leisure and recreation. Let's dive into the world of fun and relaxation, shall we? For the affluent, leisure options are as numerous as stars in the sky. They can jet off to exotic vacations, tee off at exclusive golf clubs, and dine at the finest restaurants. It's all about luxury experiences and extravagant adventures. On the other hand, for those less fortunate, leisure often means simple, affordable pleasures. It could be a family picnic in the local park, a game of soccer in the neighborhood, or a quiet evening with a good book. Though these activities might lack the glitz and glamour, they offer a sense of community, connection, and contentment that money can't buy. However, the stark disparities in leisure and recreation between the rich and the poor highlight the wider inequalities in our society. It's not just about having fun, but also about the opportunities for rest, rejuvenation, and personal growth. All work and no play can make life a dull affair. Almost there. At number 2, we have influence and power. Now let's dive into the world of power and influence. It's no secret that wealth often equates to power. The rich not only have the economic advantage, but they also tend to have a significant sway in political and social matters. They have the resources to fund campaigns, back policies, and even shape public opinion. On the other hand, the poor, despite being in greater numbers, often find themselves underrepresented. Their voices are drowned out by the loud clamor of moneyed interests. This disparity in influence and representation creates an uneven playing field where the rich get richer and the poor get, well, you know the drill. This is not to demonize the rich or victimize the poor, but to highlight the stark reality that money does talk. And in most cases, it speaks louder than the voice of the common man or woman. Power to the people? Well, it depends on which people. And finally, at number 1, we have life expectancy. This one's a doozy, folks. It's no secret that money can buy access to better healthcare, healthier food, and safer living conditions. These factors, among others, can significantly influence how long a person lives. The gap in life expectancy between the wealthiest and the poorest individuals is startling. In some parts of the world, the difference can be as much as 20 years. Yeah, you heard that right. 2 whole decades. That's like getting an extra season of your favorite show, except it's your life. But it's not all gloom and doom. Public health initiatives and social policies are constantly working to bridge this gap. It's a tough climb, but every step towards equality is a step in the right direction. So, while it's true that money can't buy happiness, it sure seems to buy time. After all, the biggest disparity of all might just be in how long we live. And that wraps up our countdown of the 10 most striking disparities between the rich and the poor. From the access to quality education, the stark differences in healthcare, to the vast gap in housing and living conditions, we've covered it all. We've spoken about the unequal career opportunities, the digital divide in technology access, and the troubling issues around food security. We've shed light on the obstacles in social mobility, the disparities in leisure and recreation, and the power imbalance that influences our society. Lastly, we delved into the profound disparity in life expectancy. Each of these disparities highlights the urgent need for a more equitable society. Addressing these disparities isn't just about fairness. It's about creating a world where everyone has a fair shot at success, health, and happiness. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Until next time, keep the conversation going.